Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Crispy and today is day 9 of our 15-day 15 leaf item challenge. And so last time what we did is worked on this area by Flurry's house and we did this foresty walkway. It is currently 6:30 a.m. in the game, and if you look at the water like down below, it's almost like foggy, like it has like a little bit of fog going over the water. It's just so cool. I don't know how easy it would be to like see from like far off if I chose this as like a DA day, but the vibes are just like stunning. Look at that on the water. It's so cool. I just love this game. I love the fog and the vibes, and it's one of my favorite things. But today I thought about working on this area right here and maybe putting a picnic, but I also have another area to work on, so I'm gonna go over there. So I thought about working on this area here behind Punchy and Renee's house. I have this overlook, this one cliff, and I thought about just finishing off this area right here, because if I decorate this cliff right here, we will have all of the bottom half of the island complete, and then I can, continue on working from here. But I thought about just doing like a circular shape of bushes and like a seating area and having an overlook. And it's really hard to create an overlook if it's foggy. So even though this is so cool, I'm not sure how well it would work if I was going to have an overlook up here, because you can't really see that far, but we'll see. I don't know. Right now my trees are down there, my tree farm, so it's not really overlooking anything cool. But I also thought of bringing in a little bit more waterscaping. I have a little bit right here, but I also thought of bringing in a little bit more right here. So I might put one more waterfall going down. I'll have to move some of the trees down there, but I am going to gather up some stuff and get started, and we'll see how far we get. Alright, so as you can see, I did put some waterscaping on the corner of this cliff, and I brought it down and out a little bit towards my tree farm. It doesn't go out like completely. I don't know if I might add some more. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to put down there, because I've finally got all of my villagers into place. So I'm not so sure what I'm going to put down there yet. But I started out by putting this stone path down in a circle, and I put the 4-piece path on top. I wasn't really liking how it was looking though. I was trying to create this circular campfire situation, but because log benches are straight, it wasn't really making much of a circle. I think I like them spread out like that more than the way that they ended up. They were kind of pulled in a bit too far, and I was making these circles like to go underneath the wild log benches, and then it kind of created almost this pattern around the center circle, and that wasn't necessarily what I was going for either. So I'm not real sure exactly what I'm doing here. I was just trying to create this centerpiece in the middle, and I don't have the use of the campfire anymore, so I ended up changing it to like a wood cutting area, and I put some log stools down and some firewood and an axe. And so I thought, okay, I'll do like a tree chopping area. And I had these gyroids on these log stools, and I was thinking, you know, they could be around this centerpiece, but it didn't really make sense to have them around a tree chopping area. What are the gyroids chopping the wood? I don't know what I was thinking, but I did make this little woodshed, and it was kind of like a little fake building up here, and I decided to take out the log stools with the gyroids because I just didn't think that it was working out so well. And then I decided maybe a tree chopping area would have some fallen trees, and so I brought in some real trees and I chopped them down to leave the stumps. And then I was trying to line up the tree stumps with the wild log benches, and yeah, you'll see in just a moment. I try to push them to be in line, and then it creates way too close together situation. So I did just line the outsides of the cliff with a whole bunch of flowers and natural decor. I have used so many flowers on this island. I don't know if it's like more than usual, but it feels like more than usual because I'm constantly having to plant more and constantly having to go back and fill up my pockets with flowers. And so during this build, what I ended up doing was getting the seed bags for the flowers and carrying them around instead because it took up so much less pocket space. But now you can see I'm trying to line the wild log benches with the tree stumps. And I think that I just maybe ended up planting the trees in the wrong spots because they didn't want to all line up. The back one lined up, but then it doesn't line up with the sides. And it was just weird. So I did end up taking some of the wild log benches out. Yeah, it just wasn't working the way that I wanted it to. But I ended up not only decorating up here on this cliff, but I also decorated a transition area on the far right side where I said I was going to put like a picnic. And then over the bridge towards Molly's house, I ended up decorating the outside of Molly's house and also Maple's house. So I did get a lot done in this video, and I'm very glad that I got so much done. I am just trying to finish in 15 days. So that is my goal. And so I'm trying to go as quickly as possible. And I did try to cut out a lot of the just tedious filler stuff. I mean, most of this decor is filler, natural decor, but the transition area was, I kept replacing my trees and changing them out, and it was just getting frustrating. And so I ended up cutting a lot of that out because I just kept changing it and changing my mind, and it was kind of a skinny transition area, and so layering my trees was hard. It was tough. But the biggest struggle that I'm having is just keeping up with how many trees I'm using. I'm using so many trees. I don't know if I'm using more trees than usual, but it feels like it is more than usual. So that's a thing. And I'm constantly having to plant more and then time travel so that I can stunt them. And there has been days where I have not been able to work on this island, and so then my trees are grown all the way and I didn't stunt them. So if I don't do it like right when I am working on the island, then it's not going to happen because I will forget, and I do have other islands to work on right now. So I can't always work on this island every single day. And that's why I'm only counting the days that I'm actually working on it, because I just have a whole lot of other islands going, you know, at the same time. But I did have to time travel. I am constantly time traveling in order to plant more trees and flowers and to get more of the glowing moss, the vine islands, the Cap'n Islands. I get one maybe every 5 to 10 Cap'n Islands, so I'm just constantly having to time travel to try to get more glowing moss. Hindsight's 2020, right? I should have allowed HHP on this challenge just so that I could go and collect the glowing moss, because it does spawn on HHP, and like a lot of it too. So I could have just gone to get the glowing moss, but I haven't done that because I said no HHP in the beginning, so I'm sticking to that. But I know that if I had gone, then I would have been roped into doing the first house, and that would have just been a big pain in the, you know, behind. So I didn't do that. But yeah, I'm just wondering if any of you are working on a winter island at the moment, or if you're going to be working on a winter island. I'm not exactly sure when this is going to come out, because I do have some other islands to finish first, and I think I'd like to post this 15 days like in a row, just so, you know, it would make more sense. And so yeah, I'm just wondering if other people are going to be working on a winter island, and if not, have you done a winter island before? Because I'm just wondering, you know, if people tend to like to do like Christmas winter islands, or if they like to do a different theme like fairy core. I did a 30-day fairy core winter island last year, and some people just might prefer a natural winter island, which is what I'm attempting here, with very few items to decorate with. But yeah, if you are working on a winter island, or if you have done a winter island, what was your theme? And you know, have you done a winter challenge island before? Because some people might be crazy like me and enjoy doing challenges. I do enjoy challenges. And so I just wonder, you know, if you guys are working on a challenge island, what it is, because I do love challenges. I was down to 6 glowing moss here. I was trying to be so sparing, but now you can see I have picked up a lot of the wild log benches, and I did like the path going through with the light and the dark dirt path, just leading over towards the lookout. What it's gonna look over, I don't know yet. Hopefully something pretty. I might do some more waterscaping down there. I haven't exactly figured that out yet, but I was just so happy with how much I managed to get done today. It was a lot more than I expected. I expected to just get this area done and maybe the transition area, but I just kept going because, you know, 15 days is not long at all for an island, and I am trying to rush through it like as quickly as possible. But filling up the rest of the space is the hardest part. I try to put as many trees and flowers around as possible, but you also want to leave room to walk. So there is a fine line, and I do in fact put some blank tiles around. I know I'm not usually one to do that. I usually fill every single tile, but I have been using the blank, you know, clear custom path that I made. and I have been putting it around. Maybe not as much as I originally planned to do, but I have been putting it around. So I am trying to fill some of the space with just some clear tiles, but there was some ledge on the lower tier cliff, and so I did go ahead and fill that with a whole bunch of bushes and flowers off camera, because that was just mainly flowers and bushes, nothing else to see. But I can't believe how quickly my pockets empty on this island. Feels like I put down 2 things and then I'm going to fill them up again. But we are almost finished decorating the little area up here. Just a little tree chopping area. Not exactly what I envisioned in the beginning, but I am happy with how it came out, and hopefully there will be a nice overlook in the end. And now I'm working on the little transition area. I didn't show all of this area because it is just a tiny little transition area. But now you can see that I have a whole bunch of seed bags in my pockets, because I was like, all right, I'm getting sick of going and filling up my pockets with flowers. So I just carried around the seed bags and started planting them that way. It does take a lot more time traveling, but you know, I mean, it's the lesser of 2 evils, I guess you could say. So Maple was definitely interested in what I was doing here. She's like, a seating area? I might be interested in coming and getting in your way, because that's what I do. I'm a villager. But I just put a milkshake and some cupcakes down. This is my version of a picnic spot, because I don't have the ability to use cushions. I don't have the ability to use what I would normally use on a picnic. Lots of Zen cushions and items like that. But just as a reminder, the milkshake is a drink and the cupcakes are a food item, so they're not a leaf item, so they are allowed. I feel like I have to keep saying that because I don't want people yelling at me that I'm using more than my 15 leaf items. But we are almost finished with the little transition area. I filled the rest of the space with just trees and flowers and bushes. And yeah, I will show you the finished product at the end. But now we're starting on Molly's yard. And so I did want to give Molly her own log chair and her own, barrels beside her house, because that's really the only thing that I can put beside her house other than bushes and flowers. And a lot of the villager exteriors don't go with the storefronts that I have, so I'm not really putting storefronts beside their houses either. But other than just a little seating area and her barrel, I was trying to decide what else to put in her yard, and I decided to put a potato farm. Because, crops are not a leaf item, so they are allowed. They're just a natural thing in the game that you can use to decorate with. And so I gave her a little bit of a potato farm. I chose potatoes because they're, a tan color and they kind of match with all of the browns that I'm using on this island. And so just decided to give her a little potato farm on the right side of her house. And the one hard thing about using the bags of flowers is remembering which ones you're putting down. I tend to just keep going in the moment, not necessarily thinking about everything that I'm placing down, and so I'll immediately forget, okay, when was the last time I used a windflower. When was the last time I used a white Cosmo, you know? So I'm just hoping that when they all grow in, that I haven't used the same flower. Otherwise, I'll have to switch some of those out, which I'm hoping I won't have to do. But I did give her a little fake building over here, a little shed, just to fill the space. And then I put a potato farm in front of it. So, you know, I've never really used crops before on a winter island, but, you know, this is the first. But I do like how it came out. I think it's cute. And I really love the snowy plank path that, well, it's not a path, it's planks, but I really love that code that I found, is what I was trying to say, just not very well. I was laying in bed the other night and I was trying to remember the 15 custom designs that I had saved on this island, and even though it hadn't been but maybe a day or two, I could not think of all of them. There's only 15 and I couldn't think of all of them. It's so weird. I kept counting and I would get to like 11 or 12 and then I'd be like, I can't remember the rest. And so I was racking my brain trying to think, like, did I actually use all 15 of the slots that I was allowing myself to use? But yes, I did count them again and I did have 15. So yeah, I just thought, is there a way that maybe I had mistakenly counted and didn't use all of my slots and I could go get more? But no, sadly, I was not mistaken. I did not count wrong. So yeah, I just couldn't remember because I have the memory of a goldfish and I have 3-4 other islands going right now, I guess. I mean, if you count my Forever Island. So I do forget, you know, sometimes there's what they call island bleed going on. It's when all of your islands kind of mesh together and run together, and then you don't always remember which island had what, you know. Anybody else have that issue, or is it just me? I'm just wondering, asking for a friend. But I have been using the log bridges on this island because they are the cheapest, and I thought that they went well with, you know, the decor and all of the log furniture that I have. Most of the 15 leaf items that I'm using are log items, so I thought that they fit, you know, nicely. If I had done the stock market and bought some turnips, I might have had more bells to work with, but I just didn't want to take the time to do that. And then I kind of regretted it because I did run out of bells, just paying off the natural inclines and the log bridges. But now we are on the final build of the day, and I had time traveled again. And so that's why it's a little bit sunny here and not snowing, but Maple is my favorite, obviously. That's why she's on my banner and on my profile picture. The wonderful and amazing April Honey made my banner and my profile picture, if you didn't know. But she is a cub. She is adorable. And so, of course, I gave her a lot of the baby bears and just some seating and eating areas, picnics, you know, without the... Can you have a picnic without the cushions? Because that's what I'm attempting to do, is make picnics without the cushions. And so hopefully you can. It was kind of a picnic table situation, but I don't have a table to use. I have the log benches, or I have the log stools to use as tables. So that is what I'm doing. I thought about using a log table, and I thought I'll probably use the benches and the stools more, but I just created both on both sides of her house, these two little seating areas with some baby bears, and I thought that they turned out really cute. I did get a little bit stuck because there wasn't a lot of room on the side of her house, but the incline next to her house there goes up to my house. So I did put her beside me, and I used as many of the little baby bears as I could, and I had some of these recipes for the food, like pancakes and the cupcakes, but I also used the mom's cake and some Berliners because they were in the Nook Stop, and so they're all food items, they're not leaf items, and so that is what I used for the teddy bear picnic. I love the bears in this game so much. They're some of my favorite villagers. Obviously Maple is my favorite villager, but I also love Grizzly and I love Teddy, and if I had found either one of those villagers on my hunts, I totally would have taken them. I also love Gonzo, and he's not a bear, he's koala, but I have started a all bear island, and I was gonna just film it and record it all in one go, and just have a big long video where I did one long speed build of the whole island. But after I did like the entrance, I ended up starting a different challenge, and so I never finished that island. But I do hope to bring it back and finish it, because I really was happy with how the entrance was coming out. But I do have a lot of my favorite bear villagers on there, and I decided to put a second log chair here. I was gonna just have one with the little log stool and the dropped book, but then I decided that, you know, she needed two log chairs, and I didn't know what else to put beside it anyway, so I thought another log chair would be, you know, a good idea. And so I did have to go up onto the cliff and then around to get back down here, but it was okay. I managed to make it happen, and sometimes I'm using the fully grown flowers and sometimes I'm using the seed bags. I did run out of one or more of the flower types that I had in the seed bags. I can't remember which one it was. It may have been the mums or the tulips, but, or maybe it was the cosmos. I can't remember, but I am constantly running out of flowers on this island. So I just hope that I have enough to last until the end. So what we have left after this build here, we have the penguin villager yards. I still have not decorated for their yards yet, and my house, of course, and we have the campsite up on a cliff, and then that might be it as far as villager yards. I can't remember, but I think that might be it. So we are coming down to the wire. We have, what, 5 days left, and so I may combine days to get bigger builds done, but you know, I'm hoping that I will finish. I don't think I'll do my house next time because I have my crafting area up there with all of the gyroids and a whole bunch of dropped items, just because it's quicker than having to go in my house, and my inventory in my house, of course. The storage was getting full and is always full, so I have just been dropping a bunch of items on the ground. So I don't think we'll do that next time. I might just go ahead and do my penguin villagers yards next, and then maybe we'll work on the overlook. but I didn't show every single space up here on this cliff because it was mainly just after the trees. I have to fill in the rest with flowers and bushes like I've been doing, so I'm trying not to make these builds too repetitive. I know they have to be a bit repetitive, but I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. I will bring my helper in and show you the finished product because I had to time travel in order to get all of the bushes and flowers to be fully grown, but I'm really happy with all of the areas that we worked on, and we will be working on some more next time. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys so much. All right, and we are finished, and I have my helper here.
Hello.
Ready to see it?
Yeah.
All right, so I did like this wood tree chopping area up here on this cliff. I just thought it would be, you know, a good space filler, and it was overlooking my tree farm, but I've moved my trees, so now I can do something down there. Not sure what yet, and I filled the ledges with a whole bunch of flowers.
That's cute.
And then we also worked on another area, so I'm gonna go show you that. All right, and we have this transition area here. I did a little picnic spot over here, and then I just filled this all in with a bunch of flowers and trees, and then I worked on Molly's yard.
Which you can see right there.
Yes.
Molly.
She has a little potato farm.
Oh, that's so cute.
Look how many open tiles are right here.
There's so many.
Are you proud of me?
Yeah.
Thanks. And then Maple's yard. This was the last area.
Oh, that's so cute.
I worked
Pancakes. My bad.
Instead of saying teddy bears, you said pancakes.
Yep.
He's a foodie, y'all. He is
I am.
a foodie. So
I'm eating a lollipop while I'm doing this.
all right. So we are going to end this here. Hope you guys enjoyed. We will see you next time.
Yeah, bye. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
He just cares about his lollipop.
I love it.